Hello, in this tutorial we're going to be focusing on anchoring as well as using the exclusive option when designing your survey instrument. Just briefly before we jump into the visual tutorial, let me explain. Anchoring, fairly intuitive. It applies to when you're randomizing your response scale. Let's say you have a none of the above option or other option in your response scale. You don't want that to be included in the randomization. So you can identify whichever response is in your response scale that you want to anchor to the bottom of the list, whereas the other responses will go ahead and randomize. Exclusive, that applies to choose all that apply questions. Let's say again you have a none of the above option in your choose all that apply response scale, and let's say the respondent selects several options and then selects none of the above. Well, you want that to be the only option selected in that response scale, and the others would be unchecked. So that's the process, and my attempt to explain this in words. Why don't I explain it visually now? I'm going to go in, and I've already created a one-question survey with a very it's a single response, vertically oriented question. I just said, which of the following products do you use most? And I just added bogus responses. Since we're randomizing, I wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I added some other none of the above does not apply. So why don't we go in and edit this question. I'll show you where you can select at the bottom in the optional features area of the design screen, randomize responses. So once you select randomize responses, then you'll see the additional option of anchoring responses. Okay, and let me just scroll down here, and you'll see we've anchored two responses in this response scale. We've anchored none of the above does not apply. So when the top 5 responses are being randomized with each new survey being presented, does not apply and none of the above will always remain in their fixed positions anchored to the bottom of the list. And that's basically how this works. So again, anchoring works within the context of randomization. Okay, so why don't I just go save this, and let's add another question. This time let's add a choose all that apply question, and let's just keep in consistency, which of the following services do you use? And say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, none of the above. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can also randomize, choose all that apply questions, and you'll see once we select randomization we also have the option of anchoring them, and we also have the option of identify an exclusive response, which you won't find in a single response question since, like I said, by its very nature it's already exclusive. So here in the design screen you'll see we've added some information, text above explaining, and also you have 3 columns here. OE represents open-ended. You can always add an open-ended comment after any response. Anchored text, and if you hover it will explain, is the second column of boxes. So let's anchor none of the above. Okay, and EX is exclusive, so why don't we also make none of the above exclusive? So if they select any of the above options, it will force them to be exclusive. So let's go ahead and save this question, and now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to preview what we've done here. So it's randomized the order, but you'll notice in the first question, which is a single response question, so it's by its nature exclusive because you can only have one selection. But as it randomizes, you'll see that we selected none of the above and does not apply as anchored options, so they'll always stay in their fixed position, although the other 5 options will randomize. Now here in question 2, which we just created, is a choose all that apply question, so we can select more than one response. But we've not only anchored none of the above, but we also made it exclusive. So if we check this, it unchecks the options that we've already selected. So that's a very quick overview of how you can use the anchoring and the exclusive features within your survey design process. Thank you for your time, and this concludes the tutorial.